your girl, Mrs. Tony Two Times, and I'm back with another episode of Hood Tales. In this video, let's take it to the Bronx, New York, to tell the story of how a friendship that had lasted for years came to a heartbreaking and unimaginable end. But before we get into this video, if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and turn on your post notifications so you never miss another upload. Stay tuned until the end to hear the full story. Everything in this video is alleged. Alright, let's go ahead and get into it. According to those who knew her, 31-year-old Thalia Woods was a young woman with goals, dreams, and a future she was actively working toward. Family members described her as someone who was close to her loved ones and focused on improving her life. Thalia was reportedly only weeks away from graduating nursing school. She had put in the work, stayed committed to her education, and was preparing for a new chapter in her life. Friends identified her as a talented Brooklyn rapper who was known in her community. She was someone people recognized, someone people cared about, and someone who had meaningful relationships with those around her, especially with her best friend, 27-year-old Lexus Bullock. The two women had been friends for years and considered each other family. They even lived in the same 5-story apartment building together on Teller Avenue in the Claremont section of the Bronx for the past 4 years. According to neighbors and people familiar with both women, Lexus was also well known in the building where she lived. She was a mother navigating the complexities of life just like anyone else. Those living in her apartment building knew her as a familiar face on the residential block, who shared a deep connection with the people around her. Some neighbors described both women as good people who had experienced hardships in life. A mutual friend claimed that both women had previously faced difficult circumstances living in shelters and had developed a close bond over the years as they overcame their struggles. But their relationship was also complex. Neighbors and mutual friends called it an on-again, off-again dynamic. One mutual friend said they would have disagreements, stop speaking for a while, and then eventually reconcile. Another neighbor said they had a long history together and were in the process of rebuilding their friendship. Others explained that arguments between them weren't necessarily unusual. They had apparently experienced ups and downs before, but they always found their way back to one another. A relative of Thalia's later shared that they considered Lexus to be just like family, even referring to her affectionately as a niece. It was a deeply intertwined, complicated situation built on years of shared history. As summer approached, Lexus was unfortunately facing legal trouble after a physical altercation with her child's father. On May 24th, they both were arrested and faced charges of putting hands on each other. Lexus was released without bail while the case made its way through the courts. Fast forward to Sunday, July 5th, it started out as a beautiful summer evening, a perfect setting for a neighborhood gathering. Thalia decided to host a barbecue with Lexus at their apartment building. They set up the grill, some chairs, had music playing, and the drinks were flowing. The vibe was great at first. Everyone was having a good time. Witnesses said Thalia and Lexus spent much of the day together. They were reportedly drinking alcohol, talking, and enjoying the gathering alongside everyone else. Nothing appeared unusual. Nothing suggested that before the night was over, the entire neighborhood would be in shock. As the evening continued, alcohol continued flowing. Multiple witnesses later stated that many people at the gathering had been drinking for hours. At some point, Thalia and Lexus were sitting together near Lexus' vehicle. According to neighbors, the two best friends were talking. Then the conversation reportedly became an argument. Exactly what sparked the disagreement remains unclear. Neighbors tried to step in to calm things down. For a moment, it seemed like the tension had settled, but the peace didn't last. Witnesses state that Thalia struck Lexus in the face with a closed fist. In that exact moment, the situation took a sudden, irreversible turn. Lexus went into her vehicle and retrieved a sharp blade. Bystanders tried desperately to intervene and stop what was happening, but events moved too fast. In a flash of chaotic motions, Lexus swung the weapon, inflicting severe cuts to Thalia's head, chest, and neck area. Neighbors watched in horror as the situation spiraled out of control. Witnesses immediately realized the severity of the situation. According to one neighbor, Thalia asked for an ambulance. Emergency responders rushed to the scene. Officers from the NYPD's 44th Precinct also responded after receiving reports of a person injured. When first responders arrived, they found Thalia suffering from critical injuries. She was transported to Lincoln Hospital for emergency treatment, but tragically, her injuries were too severe and she was pronounced gone a short time later. Back at the scene, officers secured the area, detectives interviewed witnesses, they collected evidence, and by Monday afternoon, investigators loaded Lexus' car onto an NYPD flatbed truck to haul it away for processing. Investigators have not publicly identified a specific motive. Witnesses themselves admitted they did not know what caused the dispute. Some even suggested that the two women may not have fully understood what they were arguing about because of how much alcohol had been consumed throughout the day. Lexus Bullock was taken into custody directly at the scene following her arrest. Lexus was charged with second-degree hit and criminal possession of a weapon along with other charges. She is expected to face proceedings in Bronx Criminal Court as the case moves through the legal system. As of now, investigators continue reviewing evidence and witness statements while prosecutors prepare their case. Lexus Bullock is innocent until proven guilty. Wow, fam, what a heartbreaking story. May Thalia Woods rest in peace. My deepest condolences go out to Thalia's family and loved ones during this very difficult time. I send them my well wishes. What makes this case even more complicated is that after everything happened, some of Thalia's relatives admitted they still had love for Lexus. She was still family. Think about that for a moment. How often do you hear a family that lost someone say something like that after a tragedy? That statement alone shows how interconnected these relationships were and how devastating this situation has been for everyone involved. Nevertheless, Thalia's family is still grieving someone they loved, someone who was reportedly only weeks away from reaching a major milestone in her life, someone who had plans for the future, someone who expected to wake up the next day and continue building her dreams. This case also serves as a reminder of how quickly emotions can escalate when drinking is involved. Alcohol doesn't automatically create conflict, but it can lower inhibitions, cloud judgment, and intensify emotions that might otherwise be managed differently. But most of us know that. This case is also a reminder that unhealthy friendships can sometimes continue for years without people recognizing how damaging this cycle has become. According to those who knew them, Thalia and Lexus had a pattern of disagreements followed by reconciliation. Unfortunately, this time things went much further than anyone could have imagined. Now I want to hear from you, fam. Do you think the drinking played the biggest role in what happened that night? Do you believe this friendship showed warning signs long before July 5th, 2026? Can certain friendships become so toxic over time that people stop recognizing how dangerous the situations has become? And what do you make of the fact that some of Thalia's family members reportedly still care about Lexus despite everything that happened? I mean, that truly shows a different type of strength. Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and please remember to keep the discussion respectful because real families are grieving and real lives have been changed by this situation. All right, fam, that's it for this episode of Hood Tales. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video informative and believe these stories matter, please consider liking this video so more people can see it. Subscribe for more stories like this that deserve to be heard. And most importantly, take care of yourself and those around you. This is your girl, Mrs. Tony 2 times. Until next time.